Shalom, shalom, Mishpacha of. What's up? It's your girl 916 Shine, and the place to be most definitely. I'm also known as Shanti Doc on the Facebook. That's SHAN hyphen T. Excuse me, no, that's SHAN hyphen T, and then another word DOC. Right. Hope y'all had a good and blessed day so far. Hope you have a resting and joyful Shabbat. Um, Coming to you once again. This is not going to be too long. Um, I'm supposed to have my brother BA come on up in here. Let me see. Let me try to reshare. He trying to get back up in here. Let me see something here. All right. He says he can't get back on the call. If he can't get back on the call, I don't know. I'll just go ahead and do it. But shalom, shalom. All right, so let me get this in. I ain't trying to make this too long here. I'm gonna talk about what I've been doing, what the Most High has been blessing me with through the Holy Spirit to be able to see in the biblical Hebrew and the biblical Greek. I've been looking at what's called the Biblia Hebraica Stucartensia. Um, and I also do some comparison with another version of the Old Testament called the Septuagint. All right. And the Septuagint, it was written in the 3rd and 2nd century BCE. And it's actually the Hebrew, the Tanakh, the Torah, Naviim, Ketuvim, or the first 5 books of the Bible, then the prophets, then the writings. It was actually the Hebrew translated into the Koine Greek. So we have Genesis to 2nd Chronicles, or Genesis to Malachi in Greek, right? All right. Sorry about that. I got dogs like I got children. All right. I got the live chat open. All right. So I wanted to go look at Isaiah chapter 3. Isaiah chapter 3, right? And I have some sisters that I help teach Hebrew to, help them get learned in the biblical Hebrew, I should say. And I like to bring out little nuggets of things at times, little nuggets, little details, little intricacies. So I was looking at Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, right? Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. Now we're going to do some comparison of the KJV. We're also going to do some comparison of the Septuagint. We're going to do some comparison of the Masoretic text. All right. So I know I'm going fast, but I have to do this real fast. So let me see here. Share. If I can share my screen. What I want to go to first. All right. Let's go to the KJV, but let me share my screen here. And then we're going to look at some slide shots. All right. Hope y'all can see that. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of this, but we're really going to focus on verse 12, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. I know there's a misogynistic attitude that you hear sometimes online, sometimes out in the street, and this is one of the verses some of the naysayers like to use. Okay, it says, and this is the KJV. It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths." Okay, so when you look at Isaiah 3, verse 12, you get the people saying, "Oh, you got women ruling over them. See, that's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. We got the women ruling over us. That's our problem, and we got to get the women back in line. We got to get the women. Y'all need the women get in line. You know what I'm saying? So um, this is what's going on today, right? So what I did was I looked in the biblical Hebrew. I'm just reading along in the biblical Hebrew. I don't know how I came across this, but I've been sitting on this information for a minute, right? So what I did was I went to the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, right? Now, I'm going to open this up for you, right? But I'm going to show you some screenshots. Actually, let me show you what I took a screenshot of, right? So this is Yeshayahu or Isaiah, right? This is the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, right? Right. This is what's in it. So it's straight Hebrew. It's not interlinear at all. This is one of the go-to resources for people who read, speak the biblical Hebrew language, right? All right. So let me bring something up over here. Let me share my screen. Let's share this one. Let's make this bigger. All right. So let me move this over here. I'm going to share the screen in a hot second. I just want to see something here. All right. All right. So let me share the screen. Bam. Over there. All right. Cool. All right. So I'm going to tell you something about when you learn how to use your resources and your tools when you're reading the biblical Hebrew, especially when you're reading the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia. Okay. So you're going to see these little things right here, right on the left side. These are called your Masorah Parva. Masorah Parva, like they're like the small notations, right? When the Masoretes, when they were writing things down, and if they saw something that needed to be corrected within the columns or within the text, they would not correct the text. They would just put some notes within the text, and that note within the text would point you to the outside Masorah Magna, or will point you down here to what's called the Masorah Magna, right? The Masorah Magna, right? Now, there's something else at the very bottom of the pages of the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, and it's called textual apparatus. I'm going to read something later on about textual apparatus, okay? And so textual apparatus is, like, for example, this little B right here. It's at the word it's. It's at the word it's in Genesis. This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 11, eights, right? And so it's going to tell you to go down and look for it's going to tell you to go down and look for verse 11 and look for the reference for B, right? So you go down here and you look for 11B, and you see these things right here. These things point you to textual variants. This is when you're getting into your textual criticism, and this is when you get into your textual variants. Textual variants are, for example, if there's other manuscripts that were found, or if the Septuagint, for example, has another rendering of the word, then it will put it here in the textual apparatus. So let me stop sharing my screen. So what I did is this. I went to Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, and something pointed me to look at the textual apparatus. Let's do this. Let's bring up this, right? So I'm gonna read it to you from here. I'm gonna bring it up here in the screen here. Let's bring the screenshot up of Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12 in the screen. I'm gonna make it larger. Oh boy. I got wrong one. Okay, that's not gonna work. All right, so let me share the screen over here again. Share the screen. This one. Let's share this. Okay, so this is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, right? Now, I marked this right here. This is black marking right here. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, right? And I'm going to read it here from the Hebrew, okay? Okay, so. What up, BA?
Hey, for some reason, Google Hangouts is not even letting me in the ball.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm live right now, so you know, I'll just rock it.
Alright.
Okay. All right. So my bad. All right. Because since I'm on a roll, you know, we on a roll. All right. So with that said, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. All right. Let me point to it. It says, excuse me, Ami, negosai, me olel, we nashim, ma shelu bo. And that is my people, um, um, your oppressors are babes, and women rule in you, right? So it now this word here, it says the conjunction wa, and that means and then you have your exception to the grammatical rule. This is the women when you have plural, right? It's nashim. This is isha turning into nashim plural. Isha is singular, nashim is plural, right? Because when you look at the name, or when you look at the title isha, there's an assimilated noon or a dot side of the shin, and that noon, that assimilated noon inside of the shin that you would see for isha, that's, you know, we'll get into that later. But okay, it says nashim, right? Now notice it has a letter C right here. Okay, it's a letter C. Let me blow it up. The C next to this word. Okay. Now, Nashim is spelled Nun, Shin, Yod, Min, Feet, right? However, this letter C, is pointing you to go to the apparatus, right? This is the textual apparatus. And remember what I said about the textual apparatus. It's telling you there's a textual variant in some other manuscripts, maybe some other codices, and maybe the Septuagint, right? So what was I looking at? I was looking at Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, and I seen the letter C. So I'm going to, and I'm going to look for 12. Verse 12. There goes 12. That's reference A, right? Then you go down here. This is reference 12B. I'm looking for reference 12C, right? See this little black marking? Let's make it bigger. And I'm going to tell you what this means, okay? And this is for any teacher. Any teacher who's going to teach you biblical Hebrew, please make sure they teach how to use the notes section in the resources. This is very important, okay? So, to reference here for the Septuagint, it says kai or ke, oi, apai, tuntes. Ke, oi, apai tuntes, right? Keep that in mind. Then look over here as another. Now, look at this word here. Look at this word very carefully. It's spelled wa, noon, shin, yod, miso, feet. Let's make it bigger. Now, if you notice the spelling, the consonants, right? They look exactly like the ones we saw up here in 12, right? But notice something about the nikudo, or vowel point. Nikudo are the markings, or the symbols that do the representation of vowel sounds to make, all right, when you see them. So this right here, the thing is shawa. This little thing is a comment right here. It looks like a T. It looks like a T, right? This right here, this little dot, this along with this dot and yod, that's called hidek yod. It makes the E sound, right? Hidek yod. So notice, It's the comments and the Hidek Yod. But notice down here in the apparatus, right? Textual apparatus, it has the noon with the holim, the dot on the top left of the consonant that represents your whole. So it would be holim, right? Whole, and that would be no sheen. They're telling you there's a difference between the comments when a word is spelled noon, shin, yod, mem, sofit, and the holim. Okay, this word right here is no sheen. That's the Hebrew word no sheen. All right, now let's do this. Let's stop sharing the screen. All right, so I took it upon myself. Oh, shalom, shalom. I took it upon myself to look up the Strong's word for no sheen, right? I believe it is, let's see, H5383, right? Let's do this. I'm bringing this up on my phone. 5383. Okay? And it comes from the word nasha. 5383. It comes from the word nasha. The root spelling is noon, shin, hey. Now, when you have a yod and a mem sofit at the end of a word, pretty much that pluralizes something, okay? More so your masculine plural. All right, so H5383 is the root for noshin, and it's nasha. It means to lend, be a creditor. To lend, be a creditor. So it's a primitive root, identical with H5382 in the sense of lending, borrowing on security, or interest. It means a creditor, an exactor, an extortioner, a lender, a usurer. All right? All right. So what the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia is saying, there was manuscripts that have no sheen in there, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to show that it makes sense. By what? We're going to see how Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12 in the Septuagint, right? Because remember, let me share this again. Let me share this again. And then we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. Right? Remember, the textual apparatus get us to this ring in Septuagint, right? This is the kappa, this is the alpha, and this is the iota, and this is the omicron, and that's the iota, and then that's the alpha, then that's the p, that's the alpha, iota, tau, omicron, upsilon, that's a nu, that's a tau, that's a on, and this is a sigma. Okay, so that's K apaituntes. That's what that means. And I'm gonna read it to you, okay? All right. So here we go. Let me stop sharing this. Well, let me share in that screen, and let me share a different screen. I'm gonna read it to you in the Greek here, okay? You make it big. You make it bigger first, so you can see it. All right. So let me share the screen. Okay, I'm probably making good timing here. All right, screen share, boom. All right, so this is verse 12 of the Greek, the Septuagint here, okay? This is the Old Testament, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. It says, Laos mu, oi praktores humon, alamontai humas, que oi apaituntes que hoy apaituntes Kuriu usin humon. And that is people, my. So this says my, and then people, the ones, right? Excuse me, my people, the ones, pretty much. Your humon, your proctores is what? Extractors. Um. What is this? Kalamontai humas. They glean from you. Kalamontai glean humas from you. Okay, and boy, the ones apintuntes, and the ones exacting, right? Then it says cureu usin humon, and the ones, right, exacting lord over you, lord over you. So what I highlighted right here is what the Greek Septuagint has. It doesn't have women there. If it had women there, it would say gunaikis. Okay, but it says K, which means and, always plural for the ones, right? Apayuntes. Apayuntes is G523. All right, G52, G523. But let me do something here, okay? Let me go to what I had here. Let me see. Okay, G523. It comes from the word apaiteo, and that means to demand back, ask again, or require. All right. All right. It's a contraction of what is it? Apo for the Greek, and aiteo. Aiteo. It means to ask, beg, call for, crave, desire, require. All right. So the ones exacting, the ones taking interest, the ones collecting from you. That's what apaintuntes is. Just like noshim. Just like noshim. Right? Now let me stop sharing my screen here. Okay. So, um, so it says in the Hebrew, pretty much it's using the word children or babes. It's a less harsher of a word, or pretty much a euphemisms for a one that's pretty much treating you ill, or oppressing you, afflicting you, harming you, right? And so the word uses children, from the Greek is 2561, G2561, and it's the Greek word kakosis. Kakosis. It means ill treatment or ill usage, and it comes from the word G2559, and that's kako, cacao, right? And it means to oppress, afflict, harm, maltreat, right? So pretty much the Greek is saying, my people, the the ones taking money from you, the ones exacting money from you, they're going to treat you bad, right? And the ones taking interest from you, I'm going to have them rule over you. All right. So how do you actually oppress and treat somebody ill? You don't give them their wages when they work for you 8 hours. You don't release them at the time after 7 years. You say, hey, you still got to be my servant even though I'm supposed to be releasing you. You're going to say, hey, I'm not releasing you from debt after 7 years. No, I want my money. If you ask me in the 6th year if you can borrow something, no, I'm going to say no. It's the 6th year because I know that you'll have to be released from your debt in the 7th year. That's what Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12 is saying. How do you hurt somebody? You tap into them pockets. How do you hurt somebody? You tap into them wallets. That's what's oppressing our people right now. Our people are impoverished. And guess what? Since our people are impoverished, we don't have the best education. We get these diseases and we don't have the correct treatment. We be making ill choices. We don't make the best choices about our health in the first place. You know what I'm saying? This is the Father's judgment on Israel. Guess what? When they don't take care of the poor, the fatherless, and the widows. Actually, let's read something from Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, on the way down to verse 14 in the Brenton's Septuagint. It's going to be translated. Let me do this. Let me share my screen. Let's share the screen again. We're going to read from verses 12 to 14. It says, "O my people, your exactors strip you, and extortioners rule over you. Oh, my people, they that pronounce you blessed, they lead you astray, and they pervert the path of your feet. But now the Lord will stand up for judgment and will enter into judgment with his people." Who his people? Judah, Jerusalem, Israel. Okay, those are his people, right? Verse 14. The Lord himself shall enter into judgment with the elders of the people and with their rulers. But why have ye set my vineyard on fire? You know, in Isaiah chapter 5, we know who the vineyard is. And why is the spoil of the poor in your houses? Why y'all got the means that the poor take that the poor need to take care of themselves in y'all houses? Don't y'all got enough gold? Don't y'all got enough silver? Oh, y'all just greedy. Uh-huh. So guess what? What you do to my people, says Yahweh, I'm going to render judgment on you. I'm going to tap your wallets. I'm going to tap your purses. Give me the Michael Kors. You know what I'm saying? Give me them Dooney and Burks. Give me them Chanels. Give them. Give them. So I'm going to end this video and say, you know what? Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12 does not say women are ruling over you. So this is not to go back and pick fights, right? This is just for people who are listening, watching, who have the spirit of the Most High Elohim working through them to convict them, to correct them properly, to accept that. This is for you, okay? So when somebody say, "Oh, all women are ruling, that's the problem," and then they want to take you to Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, well, you take them to the Biblia Hebraica, Stuttgartensia, and you take them to the Septuagint, right? And you read to them. Oh, okay. Let's look at the textual apparatus. Let me show y'all one thing in Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 10. Let me do this real quick. Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 10. And I'm going to show you where it says Noshim. Noshim is a credible word that's actually translated in Nehemiah to mean exactors. All right. Let's see. Let me bring this up real quick, and then we'll end. All right. Let me share my screen. Whoop. Okay. It says Wegam ani achai uniarai no shame. Oh my gosh. No shame. Bahem kesef. Uedagan. It says, and also I and my brothers abad, right? Excuse me, not our, my young servants. They're lending to them money and grain, right? So look at Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 10. This is a definite rendering of Nun, Shin, Yod, Mem, Sofit. 5383. No shame. You have the Nun. Let me make it bigger. You have the Nun with the Holim, that dot on top of the Nun. Then you have your Shin with the dot right there, the Hidek, and then the Yod, and then the Mem, Sofit. Lending. 5383. All right. So, with that being said, I love y'all. I love y'all with the love of the Most High. I hope y'all have a good and nice rest of your Shabbat evening. May you get some peace, rest, and joy. May you connect with the Holy Father so closely, so intimately. Oh boy, this is beautiful. So, who ruling over who again? The money, the collectors, the tax collectors, the people who want their interests. They ruling. All right. So go back. This is just provoke you to study, to provoke you to keep seeking in genuineness, provoke you to if you're learning biblical Hebrew, make sure that your teachers teach you how to use the resources, and make sure your teachers are going to be intellectually honest about the grammar. All right. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So with that being said, I love y'all. It's your girl 916 Sean on the YouTube, Shanti Doc on the Facebook, right? My email, duckandodge1 at gmail.com, DUCCNDODGE1 at gmail.com. Debate Talk for You, the second quarter, will probably be back. The Gregorian calendar, possibly January, February. We got some nice collegiate scholarly information to bring out to solidify your faith in the Most High, to solidify your faith in Yeshua, to solidify that the New Testament or the Brit Hadashah or the renewed covenant is cool for you. I got you. Don't trip. I got you covered. All right. So I'm gonna go, y'all. Y'all have a good and blessed rest of y'all night. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, we Mishpacha of The Way. Gone.